Monday. I'm back in Davao. There we go. Sitting down, having a cup of coffee. You've got to do these things, haven't you? You've got to really enjoy life. So, last week, I travelled from Davao to Digos, Digos to Melita, Melita to Jazz, Jazz to Glan, Glan to General Santos. And posted a vlog, and I turned around and said, I need to come back and do an update on Jazz. Jose Abada Santos is the town. And Wednesday afternoon around about 2 o'clock, and I checked into the Travellers Inn. It's very difficult to get there. It's about 2.5 hours from Melita. There are no buses to Jazz. There are no taxis. What you have to do is when you get to Melita, you have to get a hubble, or you have to get a Hilux to take you up the mountains, down the mountains. And it's I found it quite challenging coming down. I didn't find it challenging going up the hill, I found it challenging coming down. But when I got there, there was a brownout, and there was no power, no internet, but it had this vibe when I arrived. I came in and got pedicabs, arrived in the town. The ocean's on the left hand side. They've got all these little pension houses you can stay. As I said, I stayed in the Travellers Inn. Lady there was very, very friendly, very smiley, very, very chatty, and the whole day and a half when I'm in Jazz is exactly the same. And there's the young lady in the coffee shop that I met. There is the guys and the children and the youngsters that I met in the convenience store. There are the women, the teachers, and the administrators and the cooks and the chefs that I was in the Carinderia with. The guy from the vulcanizer that did my tire pressure. The guys that I actually travelled up and down the town. It's not big, don't get me wrong, it's not big. It has 75,000 people plus in the town, which I found very, very difficult to believe. And I checked it on the census when I got back into Davao, and it's 77,000 as of 2021. Great school. It's got it just felt so nice. As I said, a very friendly, hospitable, fun-loving, chilled town, or barangay. And the food was lovely, the prices were great. You could buy land there, you can retire there, but to get your visa it's going to turn around and take you 4 hours to get back to Davao, or it's going to turn around and take you 5 hours to go to General Santos, Gen sorry. Now, when I left Jazz, I had to come out of the road. The road became more difficult going south, and it became more muddier, and it became very, 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 very challenging. I got to Glan after 3.5 hours, and I got to Gen San after 5.5 hours. However, the fruit and the market, and this is why I'm doing this vlog today, is because it was pouring down with rain and everything, and there was no power and everything was closed up. And I can't see a lot of stuff when it's black, when it's dark. I didn't eat a lot of carrots when I was younger, but I keep coming back to this. It had this vibe. I spent half an hour to an hour talking to the principal of the school, a lovely woman, an absolutely lovely woman. And the cook in the Carinderia, she goes out, she has a partner online who's in California. The administrator from school had an English boyfriend who passed away when COVID was around, so she's looking for another boyfriend. The girl in the coffee shop is looking for a boyfriend, a partner, because she found out that a Filipino boyfriend was boring. But there isn't a lot to do apart from immerse yourself in the simpler things in life. Put some pictures of the roadworks, the people. They have a bus. They do have a bus, a brand new bus that the mayor has actually purchased. But the road isn't fully complete for the bus to get out to Melita. And the views, and it is really nice. The fish, the pork, the chicken. I really, really loved, and I mean the word loved, and I haven't given that about Jazz, Jose, ABAD, Santos. living in a world of its own. I didn't see loads of people walking around looking down at mobile phones like I do in the city, because the internet was out. So people use the mobile phone in their pocket and they start talking, they start chatting. Or they use the mobile phone. Two young girls, had never seen a guy with a long nose, old like me, so they wanted to take my picture. Really nice, really accommodating. And one of the things I found warming was that the level of English was excellent. So the schooling and the English lessons that they're actually getting, as you can see from my blog, okay, one guy turned around and said he was exotic, wrong word, but he was still having a conversation with me in the dark in a carinderia with about 25 other people all sitting in the carinderia. I was there eating, but it was pouring down with rain. I mean pouring down with rain. Really wet, and that was why it took me so long to go to Glan, because the mud tracks were mud tracks. Very difficult. There was all the mud had been washed away, and it was riding on rubble. But this vlog is for me to say to JAS and the people of JAS, thank you. Thank you for making my time in your barangay special. I've travelled all over the Philippines, and barangays have a bit of this and they have a bit of that, and they have some heartwarming, they have this, and there's always something that they have. But Jazz had it all for me. Had no transport, had no death on the road with a taxi. People were smiley, and they were very open and accommodating. They weren't reserved. There wasn't any of this shyness. And so for me, it's, a very nice town, barangay, village, simple life between two mountains. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was really nice. So I'm posting this as of Monday. I left Jazz Thursday last week. Friday I travelled around the southern part of Mindanao, but I will be going back to Jazz. I will be. I've told Annie we will be going back to Jazz. We'll spend 4 or 5 days there, chilling out. There isn't a Jollibee, there isn't a Mackie Do's, there isn't an Insula, there isn't a Panongs, there isn't a TGI Fridays, there isn't a Mao, there isn't. It is just an old school Philippine barangay. Has a modern school, modern barangay town hall. It has some basic accommodation, but it has some lovely people. And it's on the ocean, and the beach is nice. What more can I say? Like, share, subscribe, guys. I'm back in Davao.